I hope you are having a great day or a great start to your day wherever you are watching this from. I am not. I am. I'm having a good day. It's just I've had to rearrange my day now because of this snowstorm. It's supposed to last until 6 p.m. tonight. So I had this whole day planned. I was going to go to the gym, go shopping, like clothes shopping, and then get groceries, come home, and then get ready. And then I was supposed to go salsa dancing with a friend tonight. And I think they're going to maybe cancel or call off the event. And even if they don't, I can't go back to town. I could have if it wasn't for the snowstorm, but I'm not going to even chance it tonight now. So I'll have to sadly miss salsa dancing yet again. I've missed the last 2 times they've had the class. So I will get there eventually. That's how it is in the winter, and we live in the country, like a half hour from town. So I don't typically get to do a whole lot in the winter. Sad, I know, but so I'm going to get my workout clothes on, get this workout done, and then I wanted to experiment with some high protein cookie recipes this afternoon because what a perfect day to spend in the kitchen during a snowstorm. And I am out of my basic vanilla and chocolate protein powders, so I placed an order, and I get my protein from 1UP Nutrition. I have some other flavors on hand that I put in my coffee in the mornings, but I need the basics for cooking, baking, stuff like that. So unfortunately today, or fortunately, I'm going to make just regular good old-fashioned cookies. So I'm thinking of making a half a batch of classic chocolate chip cookies and then peanut butter cookies. So that's going to be the extent of my day. Okay, so I know I could totally work out in either my pajamas or my loungewear, but in order to get in the right frame of mind, I just feel better if I'm wearing my workout clothes. So for at home today, I am just in a basic black t-shirt. I am wearing my candy wrap sports bra from Buff Bunny in the salsa red. Yeah. Okay. How appropriate for today. And it's super cute. It's a nice short line sports bra, and it's got the nice wrap detail, and I love it. It's super supportive but not compressive. And then the Legacy pocket leggings also from Buff Bunny. These pockets are awesome. They are so stretchy, and they go all the way down to right there. So when I'm at the gym, I just can stick my chapstick and phone in them, and then I just have to carry my water bottle around. So anyways, I am going to put on a show. First, I'm going to put my hair up. I'm going to put on a show so I can watch during my workout. And then first I'm going to hop on my walking pad and do a quick little warm up. Then, first I'm going to go let the dogs out. Little Bear is scratching at the door. So I have not shared anything with you guys on my channel previously because when I started it, fitness was not on my radar whatsoever. Now, I had previously been into the gym and working out and such through my 20s and 30s here and there, nothing like, full-on commitment for life, but I definitely was a gym rat for a few years here and there throughout my 20s and 30s. And then in my mid to late 30s, I went through a divorce. And by the time I was 40 or 41, I got remarried, and my husband and I blended our families, so we had 4 kids between the 2 of us, and I became a full-time stay-at-home parent. So I poured everything that I had into raising the kids, and they were all teenagers, and our oldest daughter was the only one with a license, so I was carting kids to and from school and events and getting together with friends. So I definitely put myself last on the priority list. I could even honestly say I wasn't even on the priority list. Who can relate as a mom? You were definitely at the bottom of that list. And if you get to yourself, great. If not, it really wasn't a big deal. I never thought about it. Well, after years of doing everything for my family, neglecting my health, I ended up putting on quite a bit of weight, 35, 40-ish pounds in a matter of maybe 3-4 years. And mind you, I was in perimenopause. I kind of knew it, but I didn't really acknowledge it. I'd always been the type where I could eat what I want, when I want, and never gain weight. So I just always had that mentality that I didn't have to work at it, and I was blessed with those genetics. However, those genetics left me around the time of 40, and I didn't really realize until I think it was May of 23 when I was posting pictures on Instagram of our youngest daughter's confirmation that I looked a little swollen in those photos and quite embarrassed about it because I didn't feel like I was like that. I thought I was still, a slender version of myself like I'd always been. And it was at that point I realized that, I actually do need to pay attention to what I'm eating and, take care of myself, because I was in my 40s going into the second half of my life. I wanted to have quality of life and be there for my kids when they're older and enjoy grandkids. So I didn't really do anything about it though until January of 25. I decided at that point, all the kids had their licenses and I was free to, resume what I wanted to do. And so my time was my own, and I thought, so I thought this was the perfect time in my life to actually focus on myself, put myself as the number one priority on my to-do list every day. And so I went ahead and I joined a gym in January. However, I did not go to the gym until the very last week of February, like the last few days of February. So I like to say my anniversary is March 1st. That's like the official date that I really committed to going to the gym consistently and have been ever since. Now I've only missed when I'm like sick or there's something going on, but if I do have to miss the gym, I usually do these at-home workouts, and that is a good supplemental thing. I wish I had more equipment to work out at home, and maybe someday I'll invest in something like that, but for right now, I really prefer going to the gym and being around other people. It just gets me motivated and in the right frame of mind for working out. But anyways, so like I said, being in my 40s, it is a completely different world for me. I now have to be mindful of the foods that I put in my body and the timing of that. And I've definitely played around with tracking my macros and calories. And it's definitely been an up and down process. There were months where I kept gaining even though I was lifting and I wasn't shedding any body fat. And so I felt very discouraged, but I did keep going. And I would just make tweaks in my diet. And I've talked to other people at the gym and gotten tips and advice from them. And it's definitely, though, I have to say, what works for somebody might not work for you. And I have definitely found that that is the case with me. What works for other women my age did not work for me. In one area is protein. That is like the word of the decade. Protein is everywhere. And for me, that was protein. I knew where I was at and I knew where I wanted to be or needed to be at in order to put on muscle. And so I went from, where I was at, like 70 grams of protein a day to bam, 150. And that was a huge mistake. What a taxing thing on my system. And that explains why I was having the weight gain, because my digestive system hadn't adjusted to that much protein change. So I ended up scaling way back, but it did take me a while to figure that part out. I think I did that for about a month or so, maybe a little longer. And so
I scaled way back to about 100 grams of protein, sat there for about 6-7 weeks, and then I started to finally see the fat come off, and I started to lose pounds and inches, and I maintained my muscle mass that I had put on, so I was very happy with that. But yeah, so if you are starting your fitness journey and you need to increase your protein, please go about it slowly. And I mean like really slowly. So that's just one of my pieces of advice for you. But anyways, that's probably enough of a little rant. I have a lot left to learn. And that's one thing that I am humbled about is now that I actually have to work at this, I'm earning every pound of fat that I'm losing and every pound of muscle that I'm putting on. It is definitely earned and definitely something to be proud of because it is not easy in this stage of life. Okay, workout is done. I'm going to hop on my walking pad here and get in about a 30-40 minute cardio session. I did want to do some walking lunges because from the living room to the front entrance, it's about 30 feet, so I could get some really good lunges in. However, when I started, my right knee was kind of questionable. And when I first started working out last March, I went into lunges. Of course, I was like 19 pounds heavier than I am now, so very strenuous on the knees. But I wrenched my left knee doing walking lunges, and then I couldn't do them for probably close to 3 months. So today I felt a little bit of it just wasn't right in my right knee this time. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to lay off. I did enough squats and I hit pretty much every muscle group that I wanted to today. I even did abs, which I'm proud of myself because that is one area that I'm lacking in. I never train my core, and I know that's super bad, especially when you're lifting. You should be training your core. So that is one thing I am going to be working on this year is some abs and core strengthening mainly. So I decided to skip the lunges and then just go right on to cardio here and get that out of the way for the day. The chocolate chip cookies, I'm going to use the Magnolia Homes recipe, but I am only going to do half a recipe since I already did the peanut butter cookies. We don't need that much on hand at one time.
So with that, I'm going to get ready for bed, get my pajamas on, and go veg on the couch and watch some TV for the rest of the night. So I just wanted to say thank you for joining me for today's video. If you like this style video versus the decorating, please let me know down in the comments, because I would love to do more of these vlog style videos, only if you guys are interested in watching them, or do you prefer just the decorating? So please, I would appreciate your feedback. But anyways, have a good rest of your day or night, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.